Hopefully everyone can see that okay.
Yeah.
Great. So welcome to the Project SOY Plus information session. My name is Liza.
And my name is Kritika.
Yeah, and we are the student coordinators for this year's competition. We're just going to do a brief overview about about Project SOY Plus first, and then we're going to jump into our speakers that we have for this event.
So for today's agenda, we will introduce what Project SOY Plus is about. We will share some plant species that were used in past projects, and then we will let you know why you should participate in this competition and what it will entail for you. We have a guest speaker, Dominique, who is our past who participated before, and she will give you some insight about how was her experience and why you should do it. And we have Wood Center here today, who will tell you about how they can support you and what programs they can give you to support you. And in the last time, we will you can ask us any questions, and everyone will be happy to answer them. And in the last, Liza will let you know how to register for the competition, which the deadline is 3rd December. So what is Project SOY Plus? It's an annual contest that harnesses students' creative power to develop new products and marketing strategies for soybeans and other plant species. If you are wondering what the Plus is about, before the competition only included soya plant species, but now you can choose any plant species. It was started as a joint venture between Gulf and soya-based bean companies. And students from any degree can join the competition. They can be undergraduate, graduate, or they can be a diploma student and from any year. So the types of plants that were used before were soybean, and the other ones were plant-based waste, so walnut and corns.
So I'm just going to give you guys an overview on why you should participate in this competition. So first and foremost, there is $4,000 in cash prizes per 3 categories. So the diploma students from the Ridgetown campus, the graduate students and undergraduate category as well. You also get a guaranteed $100 cash prize too. So how it's allocated is first place gets $2,500, second place receives $1,000, and third place is given $500. Another perk of the competition is that you can earn course credits while participating. So you can apply this project towards an independent study or a product development course. It's a great chance to network with individuals in the soybean industry, and as well as learn and get to work with people from the Wood Center for Business and Student Enterprise, which we'll have a couple of guests speak on that later on. You also get to work closely with faculty and meet other like-minded students. Lastly, you get to develop integrated skills in business and science, as well as develop hands-on tangible experience in product development and marketing, which employers like to see in graduating students. So just an overview of what the project sort of entails. We'll ask for a progress report around the end of January, and we also will have another information session to help support you while you're working through it during the winter semester. The final report will be typically due around the end of February, and that's to help prepare you for the main event, where you'll set up your own product table or booth, whether that be virtually or in person, which will let you know closer to the date. You'll get to provide an elevator pitch and participate in the award ceremony as well. So now we're going to have a guest speaker, Dominique. She's a fellow Griffin student, and she was a past participant of this competition last year. She couldn't actually make it today, but she put together this wonderful presentation, and I'm sure you guys will benefit lots from it. So I just want to make sure my computer presentation audio is on, and it should jump
Hello,
right into it.
everybody. Welcome to Project SOY Plus. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited for this year's cohort of students. And I would just like to send my apologies that I couldn't be there live, but I hope that you find my presentation insightful, and I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet because I'm not live and I don't want it to be boring. Okay, so let's get started. I'm Dominique. I am a former Project SOY winner, and I'm the founder of The Happy Era. The Happy Era is a company that sells delicious, healthy, filling, satisfying waffles, if I do say so myself. More importantly, this project came out of Project SOY in 2019. So let me briefly introduce myself as a human first. My name is Dominique. I'm a University of Guelph grad. I did my undergrad in biological engineering, graduated in 2020, and I'm now doing my master's in food engineering. And I love hiking, as you can see. I also love playing sports, even though I suck at them. I really like going out to eat, going out for coffee with friends, and I love baking. Surprise, surprise. Okay, so you guys know that meme that's like, you had one job. You had one job. I have one job today. No, I'm serious. I have one goal for today, and my goal today is for you to understand why taking on this opportunity is so foolproof, because you can and will benefit from Project SOY Plus. Win, don't win, your project takes off or your project concludes after Project SOY Plus. No matter what the outcome is, you're going to leave this project feeling inspired, motivated, supportive. You're going to have a network of people that you've connected with. You're going to have this whole other skill set that you're going to know how to take things from an academic situation and translate them into an entrepreneurial or workplace situation. I'm going to dive into that in a little bit, but first, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a background story on how I got into Project SOY Plus and what it did for me. Because when I was in your shoes, I would have liked to hear a success story. So I wanted to be a doctor, and now I sell waffles for a living. Yeah, let that sink in. I'm kidding. I nothing against being a doctor. I wanted to be a doctor because I wanted to help people live their best lives. This is a picture of me living my best life with my friends. I felt motivated, so we were on a trip in Alberta. I was hiking every day, eating well, sleeping, laughing, and working really hard. Like, I was working remotely, and I was like producing my best work because I was feeling so healthy and so inspired. And as a doctor, I wanted to be able to help people feel healthy. That way they could do what made them happy. When I started baking these healthy waffles, I realized that there were other ways to help people live their best lives, and providing a nutritious, transparent food product is another way to do that. So let's talk about how I went from a school project to having a career in the health food industry. Okay, so timeline. I started my undergrad in biological engineering back in 2017. I'm not your traditional like hammer and building cars engineer. I really suck at that. I liked nutrition, and biological engineering was like health related. I didn't know if health was like a hobby or not, so I kind of took engineering as like, oh, if I don't like the food and health thing, then I'll just like switch out of it. Yeah, really awesome planning, Dominique. No, I actually really enjoyed my degree. It taught me a lot about problem solving. But anyway, 2019 came around. I was taking a third year bioprocessing course, and the prof said either make some kind of sustainable engineering innovation or write a literature review on sustainable innovation. And I wanted to write the literature review because I'm a bookworm and that was in my comfort zone, and I don't know how to build things. So I was like, how am I going to build some kind of compostable plastic, or like, I don't know, I'm just not good at that stuff. And then I was like, wait, I really like to bake. Let me ask him if I can do that. So I noticed at Booster Juice that when I was on my meal plan in first year, that when I was getting the juices, the pulp that was coming out of the other end was building up, and there was a lot of it. And I was like, okay, that's sustainable. I'll bake that into something, make it taste good, make it healthy, and then it's like sustainability and health and baking, everything that I love put into one. And my prof was like, I love it. Entered into Project Soy. So I entered into Project Soy, and then I won the competition in June 2020. Winning was great because, the money was good, and it was very motivating to feel recognized by my project. But what I really took out of it was my first time really writing a business plan or looking at a school project as more than just a project. It felt really fake to me at the time. I was like, this is such a fake business plan, fake blah, blah, blah. I was like, I'm going to sell at farmers markets. This is going to be my price. And oh, what do you know? I sold at farmers markets this summer, and that was my price. It was good. And then you're going to hear from the Hub Incubator after me, I'm pretty sure. And that is, so an incubator is basically if you have a business idea at the beginning stages, you can take it to the Hub Incubator on campus, and it'll incubate it, as I'm sure you guys are familiar with. And you can grow it and learn how to grow your company. So after I graduated, I started selling waffles basically right away because I moved home for COVID and my parents were helping me, well, my mom was helping me bake waffles in the kitchen. And I've since become a client of Innovation Guelph, which is another incubator thing. So I'm not really going to get too much into that, but I think that these slides will be available to you, and please feel free to reach out if you have questions about, the other resources that I used. What if I fail? So when I was doing this, I was in a busy semester. I was taking 6.5 credits, and I was like, I am wasting so much time making this stupid slideshow for Happy Co. waffles. Why? What if I don't win? What a waste of my time. Can we turn that mentality into what can I gain? What can I learn? What friendships can I develop? What can I learn about myself? What can I learn about my hobbies? So let's talk about what I learned. Skills, people skills. You're going to have to present to people. You got to know how to read the room, how to make a pitch, how to pitch to different people. So I always, when I'm explaining to people how to pitch, I say, how would you explain this? Or how would I explain this to my dad who hates healthy food? Versus how would I explain this to some 18-year-old gym goer? Okay, my dad doesn't care about waffles, so I am gonna give him a pitch tailored towards, hey man, do you snack a lot at night? Do you feel like you're always hungry before bed? Let me solve the hunger problem that you have. Versus if I'm talking to an 18-year-old gym goer, it's like, hey, are you trying to get more protein in? Can you not digest dairy? Do you need some quick breakfast because you go to the gym super early? Okay, see how that's different? That's something that I didn't really know how to do before Project Soy. So yeah, people skills, presentation skills, reading the room type of skills, and reading your audience type of skills. You're going to learn that here. You're also going to learn economic skills. I'm still learning here, but this is the first time I made a budget, learned cost of goods sold, learned how to price out different equipment that I'll need and a commercial kitchen, all those things. Your project might be different, but you're going to learn about finances and making that kind of plan. So that's skills. Wow, I'm sorry, by the way. I know this pointer thing is so ugly. I don't know how to make it nicer. This is my third time doing this slide. Anyway, next, experiences. So you're in school. You're a busy student and you're just trying to get through all your projects. But what about if your projects were actually useful outside of a good mark on your transcript? What if you have a really good project idea? Maybe it's not this one, or maybe it is, or maybe it'll be the next one that you do. You'll know how to take it from the lab to the market and how to develop something in the lab that's going to work on the market, and how to do that market analysis to see what's out there and where your product is going to fit. Okay, number 3, let's switch colors, keep things fun. Ooh, purple, okay. A network. You're gonna meet like-minded people, first of all. So other students competing. You never know who you're gonna meet, what kind of friends you'll make. Maybe you'll meet somebody in Project Soy that you start a new business with. You're also going to meet people like the judges and people like me who are speaking, and you never know where those connections are going to take you. So I met one of the judges during my Project Soy competition. He helped me with my pitches, and he is still one of my mentors today. So It's really great to have a network. And as an aside, I did Project Soy again last year in the graduate category with plant-based yogurt. I didn't take it anywhere after that, but I did meet a lot of people through Project Soy. That's why I did it. I wanted to learn how to network with people at the final event. So I wanted to learn how to feel comfortable, presenting myself in a confident manner and meeting people and being like, hey, can we connect on LinkedIn? Things like that. That way that when I got into the workplace, I would know how to be confident and do those things. So networking and having a network is a third really great thing that comes out of this. And for a passion. Hey, like I said, without Project Soy, I probably would have written my MCAT. So this is a really good time. If you're passionate about something, test it out, spend some time working on it, because you're going to learn from it, and you might learn if you love it, and you might learn if you hate it. So I want to talk a little bit about what I learned as a competitor and as a now entrepreneur. So yes, unfortunately, this is going to take effort and time, but I have a feeling that I'm speaking to a group of highly motivated individuals, and that's not going to be a problem. But I do know that you guys are busy, so I want to talk a little bit about nothing being a waste of time. You're not wasting your time if you're putting some of your study time toward this, because you're going to learn things that you wouldn't have learned in school. And you might be put on a different path than if you didn't spend time on these things. You're not wasting your time if you prototype and recipe test for a month. You're not wasting your time if your product fails at the end because you still learned an iterative process. You're not wasting your time if you try something offside that you don't even know that you're interested in, because you're going to learn a business lesson from it. You're not wasting time if you make a website, even if it's not a requirement for Project Soy, because then you'll know how to do that. Maybe you'll love software development. So one of these waste of times is going to be pivotal for you. And for me, it was. And I'm confident that you're going to take something from this. You're going to take a passion from it. Point number 2, nobody is judging you. No offense, but we're all too busy judging ourselves and working on our own lives to judge each other. Okay? I tell this to people at the gym all the time too. Same concept applies outside of the gym. At the gym, I say, if you're thinking that people are watching you and laughing at you, they're probably thinking the same thing about themselves. So nobody's judging you. Nobody cares if your label is perfect. Nobody cares if your product doesn't taste good. My waffles didn't taste good at first. I was so embarrassed. Nobody cares if you have a typo on your presentation. I had a typo. I had a typo on my labels until like 3 months ago. I had happy spelled with 1 P on my email. And finally, laugh at yourself. I don't care if you're not used to laughing at yourself. I'm going to challenge you to force it. Start, fake it till you make it. Because then suddenly every day is a good day and a mistake becomes something hilarious. What this does is it takes the pressure away from, am I making the right product? Is my product perfect? And it shifts it towards, am I using my talents and fulfilling my goals? Am I learning? Because it's like, if you fail, you're already failing on the right track towards success. So if my waffles failed, I could have done another product, or I could have started a different recipe with all these skills that I learned along the way through all of my failures. Let's wrap it up with a quote. I'm on this path until it no longer serves me. One more time for the people in the back. I'm on this path until it no longer serves me. Hearing this quote was really the first time I took a step towards accepting that maybe this path is for me. I remember really questioning if I was wasting my time on something useless. And the first time I really accepted my passion for healthy baking and sustainable baking as valid and something that I could pursue was that when I decided that rather than questioning if I wasn't on the right path, I was like, are there any red flags on this path? No? Okay, I'm going to stay on it. So my challenge for you is, rather than thinking, is this the right path for me? I would just say, oh, is there really anything alarming about what I'm doing? Probably not. Stay on it. Have fun with it. See where it takes you. Laugh. Don't sweat the small stuff. I am Dominique. I am from the Happy Era. You can reach me online at thehappyera.com, Instagram at thehappyera, Facebook at thehappyera. Feel free to follow up. My email is dom@thehappyera. I can have whoever send out that information after the meeting. But I wanted to congratulate you guys so much for taking the leap and investing some time into yourselves, into your passions. So best of luck to everybody, and thank you for being here.
Awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed that amazing presentation from Dominique. If you guys want to reach out to her, you can message us at soybeans@ugulf.ca and we can forward you her information, everything like that. Now we're going to have Jesse, I believe, from the Wood Center, speak about their program and the support that they can provide you within Project SOY. So yeah, I'm just going to stop sharing my screen and then let her take it away.
Awesome. I think we are good to go. I'm going to turn it over actually to my manager, April, to start things off. Oh, you're just muted there, April.
New here, yeah. Okay, thank you for having us. We know Dom pretty well. It was really nice. I mean, it's hard to follow that energy. And she is someone that we've connected with through Project SOY. So we are representing the Wood Center. So we are housed within the Lang School of Business and Economics. So we are a center on campus that helps to develop innovators and entrepreneurs. And so hopefully some of you, if you continue on this path with Project SOY Plus, we may get to know you after the competition and maybe through the competition. So basically we are part of the entrepreneurial ecosystem at the university. We work a lot with Rio, and so we're happy to partner and just lend any supports we can throughout this competition and process. So today, Jesse and I, we just wanted to talk a little bit about how we've worked with Project SOY participants in the past after they've completed their time in the competition. So, sorry, I'm following something else. Okay, so we help students and alumni unlock their creativity and bring their genius ideas to life. So we do this through a variety of different programming. You can keep an eye out. We have different workshops that we host. We have different speaker series. We have a makerspace. We have our incubator that Dom was part of, and she talked a little bit about, and we will dive into in a few minutes. And we're located on campus. We're in McDonald Hall at the north end of campus.
Perfect. So on screen now you'll see a little bit about the team and kind of who makes up the Wood Center. So April, who you've previously met, and then beside her you'll see Kieran. So she's responsible for our Hub Incubator program, and then myself. So I am the program coordinator. So I look after marketing and digital, everything digital, essentially website and external relationships. So really happy to work with the Project SOY team for this upcoming competition. And we also have Erin, and she's currently on parental leave. So we're going to dive in a little bit to kind of how you can access our services, whether it's throughout the competition of Project SOY or even after. There are so many different resources, events, and programming that we have to support U of G students and alumni. So the first thing that I'm going to dive into is the Hub Incubator program, which April mentioned that was what Dom was a part of as well. So essentially it's an opportunity for current U of G students and alumni to receive guidance, mentorship, and funding to really help pursue their startup goals. And the program does run 3 times a year. So we have 3 different cohorts. We have a fall, a winter, and a summer. Applications for the winter intake just closed last week. And since 2014, there's actually been about over 150 companies that have launched through our Hub Incubator program, and about 70% of them are still operational today. So whether you have a business idea and you've made a few sales, or maybe you just have you're in that early ideation stage, we can definitely help. So we encourage you to reach out to us, have a meeting, and learn about the Hub Incubator program, whether you're ready to make an application for the next intake, or maybe you just want to meet with someone and learn about the next steps. We're here to help you with that process. Something great about our incubator program is you don't have to be a Lang student. So although the Wood Center is a non-academic unit within Lang, we really support all U of G students. So whether you are in business, maybe you're in engineering like Dom, arts and sciences, computing, applied science. The incubator is for any current U of G student or alumni. And we also have had many co-op students that have used the hub as part of their co-op. So we are very excited to highlight a few of the companies that have gone through Project SOY and then come to our incubator program. So the first one we got a great intro to already is the Happy Era through Dom, and she mentioned a lot about the networking opportunities. So after our program, Dom went through an accelerator program with Rio, and then she is now working with Innovation Guelph. So a great part about being within the Hub Incubator program is all the connections you're going to get through the mentorship opportunities. We have mentors that join the Hub sessions each week. It's typically run over the lunch hour. We have different guest speakers that will come in, and many of them will often provide their email address so the clients can reach out to them after if they have any other questions. So it's a really great way to kickstart that networking opportunity, learn about other supports and other programmings on campus, because there really is a lot of support in terms of that guidance and also that funding that students can access. And another company that went through our Hub Incubator program is Soydom. So it's a soy condom. There really are so many different products that have gone through Project SOY and then come into our incubator. I think what's so great about us having every program and kind of student representative throughout the Hub Incubator is that it really allows for very creative ideas. We've, as I mentioned, had students from all different degree programs come up with varying different products, and there's really no limit to what you can create.
So another project that came through was this team. They were a team of 3. It was Mitchell, Sean, and Tim. They were basically 3 students that had a background in agriculture. Sean he did environmental studies, I think, and they decided they were interested in coming up with a soy-based liqueur or a product. So they kind of scanned, when they were thinking about their idea, they scanned the market and they were interested in a soy-based or a soy wine. And they saw that was really already kind of saturated. And so they decided to make a soy-based product that was something different. And they saw a need as they kind of scanned the market for a cream liqueur that was vegan, lactose-free, and plant-based. And so they created their company and, well, their product through Project SOY called Fifth Bean, and it was a sustainable soy-based cream liqueur made from a soybean byproduct. So they competed and won first prize, I think, in the undergraduate category in 2018. And then they realized that they wanted to kind of go further with that idea, but they lacked the business tools to scale and grow their business. So they enrolled in our Hub Incubator program that we've already chatted a little bit about, and they were able to refine their business model and solidify their company's mission, and then go on to sell their product. So Sean, when we asked him, he said the Wood Center really helped hone our value proposition, what we wanted to achieve as a company, and how we could go about achieving it. Something interesting also with Fifth Bean and also with Dom and her waffles, they're actually circular businesses. So they're taking what would be a waste product and using that for their product or for a new product. And so something with the Wood Center, we are working with the City of Guelph and the Smart Cities Office on their circular economy and circular business initiatives. So like Jesse mentioned, we have so many connections. And so if you do end up having a circular product, we can kind of send you on your way after the incubator or after Project SOY to other accelerators, incubators in the city, which have funding available for circular businesses. So there's a repurposed incubator, there's an accelerator you could be involved with as well. And I do want to mention that as you're going through your project, if you do want to sit in on any of our Hub Incubator sessions, maybe you're working on your business model or something like that, you can reach out to us and we can hook you up so that you can kind of shadow a session and get some tips if you're needing that through your time with your product. We also worked with, this is the most recent group that came through Project SOY. This is Soy Solve, and they developed an anti-chafing cream. And they actually, we're really proud of them. They just formally came through our summer cohort and then our fall cohort, and they have packaged their product and they sold it for the first time as a product at a Christmas market last week. So if you're interested in kind of taking your project and going further with it beyond Project SOY, we can help you do that.
And as you're going through the competition, you might want to be prototyping. So I don't know, Dom briefly mentioned about prototyping and taking your product and making a few different versions of it. And so we have a maker space. It's located on Gordon Street right beside Second Cup. And this is a great space that will, fingers crossed, will be opening back up again in January. And you can access this space and really use the equipment that we have to help prototype whatever product you're making throughout the competition. So we have a lot of equipment varying from a 3D printer, we have crafting supplies, we have a Cricut machine. On screen now you'll see a photo of our camera, so maybe you wanted to use our camera to take some really nice product photos. There's essentially endless opportunities in terms of equipment that you can use. There was a company that went through Project SOY a few years ago, and they were making a menstrual pad, and they did some prototyping with our center. So throughout the competition and after, if you need any equipment, you can reach out to us to learn about our virtual makerspace.
So as we all know, we're in kind of a virtual world at the moment. So like Jesse said, we are trying to open it back up coming January. But for now, if you want to check out the space, you can head to our website and look up the makerspace. And there's a virtual makerspace that we have launched where you can kind of see what it's about and see all the equipment that we have in there. So you'll land on this page, and if you click the icon with the video, it's an introduction video of what you can find in there. And there are some tools in there that I think would be really useful for anyone pursuing this project or competition. And it's all about the value of prototyping, why we prototype, and kind of tips and tools around prototyping as well. And on the next slide there, you can see this is what it looks like for the virtual world. So there's different red spots that you can navigate to, and it shows you what's happening at that spot in the room. You'll notice that one spot here, there's a link to our Discord channel, which is just an online forum where we are bringing together innovators and entrepreneurs on campus to come and help each other and support each other. So if you wanted to join that online forum, just to be with other like-minded individuals as you go through this, you are welcome to join that, and you can access that through our Makerspace page on our website.
So I will pop the link to our virtual makerspace and also our social media and contact email in the chat here, but please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. If you're interested in learning about more of our Hub Incubator and the awesome companies that have gone through our programming, we actually have one last event. It is tomorrow night. It is an online baking event with Well Baked Box. They're a sustainable baking company that went through our hub just in the summer, and we are baking chocolate chip blondies. It's a gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan-friendly, and naturally sweetened recipe. We have tickets that you can purchase, and you can pick up the baking kit on campus, and it's tomorrow night. So there are just a few tickets left. So if you're interested, we'd love for you to join, and it'll be led by Well Baked Box, so you can hear more about this awesome sustainable company. And we also have a giveaway going on right now to end off. We're doing a Buy Better for the Holidays campaign with the Sustainability Conference and one other kind of partner on campus. So if you're interested, be sure to follow us on social media and reach out if you have any questions.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jesse and April. We're just going to open the floor to any questions in general that anyone has. So feel free to ask away.
So I see a question in the chat about turning this project into an independent study. So for having this project included for course credit or something like that, typically, so every team is required to have a faculty sponsor, and they kind of help you just as an advisor or mentor along the way. Most projects that have been connected with course credits, it's through that sponsorship, or advisor, that faculty advisor. So it's with approval of the instructor for the course, they will approve it being used for a project within a course that will count towards course credit. All right, and then I see, is there any food processing equipment available? There's nothing directly available through the Research Innovation Office or Project SOY. Through your faculty advisor, they may be able to provide you with lab space depending on what their expertise is in and what resources they have available. There is also, as Jesse and April mentioned, some opportunities to do some prototyping depending on what your product type would be like with the Wood Center and their makerspace.
Yeah, I was going to say definitely just reach out to USCreen. I know there's a student organization. Yeah, April just said we have some connections at Project Flourish. They work with one of our community partners. They take spent grain and make crackers. So we have some connections. So I'll pop our general email in the chat and then just reach out to us after the meeting today.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Jesse. I see a question about how do you go about finding a faculty advisor. So if you are in a class that you think this might be a good fit for or aligns with some of the courses that you're taking, feel free to approach them on your own. If you're having any challenges finding a faculty advisor, please do reach out to us at soybeans@uguelph.ca, and we have some faculty advisors that have been involved in the past that may be open to sponsoring another team. I'm just trying to scroll through and see if there's any other questions. All right, that's everything I'm seeing in the chat.
I just had a question about the abstract that's due this weekend. I was just wondering if there's any flexibility once you submit your abstract, if you have trouble making your product or if there's things you want to change, if it's possible to, like, how much you're able to stray from the abstract you submit with your own product.
Yeah, so the kind of registration form abstract that we're asking for in the application is really just kind of show your intent, what your original plan is. We're here along the way to support you, and if challenges come up, we can help you work through that. If you need to pivot, that's part of the process sometimes, and we can accommodate that. You'll be in discussions with Kritika and Liza, so you'd be connected with them, saying what kind of issues you're having, finding out how we can support you, and if it has to change, it has to change. That's kind of part of your process.
That sounds good. Thank you.
I see a question about if we need to have a faculty advisor identified for this weekend. If you're interested, I would encourage you to apply. Ideally, you would have a faculty advisor in place, but if you need help finding one, please do still submit an application and we can work with you to see what we can help you find. For the feedback after the description submission, so once all the applications are in, we'll be taking them and reviewing them, and everyone will have kind of an acceptance letter into the program. Or if we flag any issues on, if for some reason it doesn't align with what we see Project SOY kind of moving you towards for a project, we'll definitely reach out and have more conversations. But it's an ongoing process, so feel free to submit something and we can have back and forth if you want some input on it. All right, any other questions? Did I overlook anyone in the chat? All right, well, if there's no more questions, Liza, Kritika, would you like to go over the process for registration a little bit more?
Yeah, definitely, and thanks for monitoring the chat there. I just can't see it on my screen at the moment. But yeah, so just like a last call to action. Oops. Sorry about that. So the steps to register are to first fill out the form on our website, which you can see here. It's www.uofguelph.ca/projectsoy, and there's a little tab that says registration form, and you just click on that and it brings you to the PDF. Like Michelle said, it can be a back and forth process. If you are still uncertain about certain things, but you know you want to sign up, you can get that into us and we can help you along with that, especially if you need a faculty advisor. Some things to include, which it will say that on the registration form as well, but just a reminder to include a working title, the problem that you hope to solve, your project goals. It also does mention an approximate budget if you have in mind an idea of what you think the cost will be to create your product. You can include that as well. And then once you're done, you can submit it to soybeans@uofguelph.ca. And once again, if you have any questions along with that, you can submit it along with your questions and we can have a back and forth to help you figure out more details on your project that you'd like to do. Is there any questions about the registration process? Okay, if not, if you think of something later, you can reach out to us. But if not right now, then just say thank you guys so much for coming. We hope you learned something valuable and we hope to see those registration forms coming in. We'd love to work with you next semester.